Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Masterpiece Lounge. I am your hostess, certified life coach, author, and speaker, Chrisnatha, and we are back with another segment. And today we're going to be talking about serving with integrity. Serving with integrity in the workplace, and what does that look like? What are the traits and characteristics of someone who has integrity while on the job? Because no matter where we are, we want to make sure that we are doing things with integrity. That is important. So if it's your first time here, welcome. This is the Masterpiece Lounge. This is your safe space. This is where we have awesome, insightful conversations to help push us forward in our personal and professional life. And if you've been here before, welcome back. Leave a comment in the chat. Don't be shy. We absolutely love to hear where you're from and who's watching. So thank you guys so much for being here once again. And so we're going to just jump right into it today. We're going to talk about serving with integrity. And what that looks like, right? How can we have integrity while on the job? And so there's going to be 7 characteristics or traits that a person with integrity in the workplace has. And I'm going to share that with you today. And I was checking out this piece on betterup.com, and it really sparked my interest about this topic and how important it is. And it's all about integrity in the workplace. All right, so we're going to jump right in. But first, let me go ahead and say, because I don't want to assume. And so let me just talk about briefly what integrity is, right? So integrity means being honest and having strong moral principles. A person with integrity behaves ethically and does the right thing, essentially, even behind closed doors. So what you do when no one is watching is integrity, that you do the right thing, right? For example, something as simple as informing a cashier that they gave you too much change, right? Or going back to the store to pay for something you forgot to pay for, are just some examples of what it is to operate in and with integrity. And so 7 traits associated with integrity. We're going to talk about that today, of having integrity in the workplace and what that could look like, right? And I'll even throw in some examples for some of them as well. Number 1 is expressing gratitude for others. Someone who has integrity expresses gratitude for others. And basically, that person will recognize their friends, coworkers, community for making their life better, right? Remembering to say a simple thank you goes a long way, right? If someone helps you out, taking time to write a thoughtful note to a coworker that really partnered with you and in getting the project done, that's super important as well. Or maybe even offering and presenting a gift to a friend when they've supported you during a really difficult time, right? So expressing gratitude, not just for others, but also to them. Not just saying, hey, I'm so grateful for this person, which is great, but say it to them as well. Let them know how much they mean to you. Number 2 is communicate honestly and openly. Someone who has integrity communicates openly and honestly. Lead with love, but be honest. Okay, someone with integrity does not run from difficult conversations. And I know, guys, firsthand how uncomfortable some conversations can be with people you care about, right? But you have to have the conversation. So, for instance, if you have conflict with another person, don't hide your feelings. It's important to be honest about what's going on, because later on you can grow resentment for that very person that you feel like you were trying to protect by not actually sharing what was going on with you, right? So be honest about your feelings, but also about your time, your abilities, and your preferences. So no matter the situation, integrity ultimately means your moral principles are more important than your personal comfort. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back. No matter the situation, integrity ultimately means your moral principles are more important than your personal comfort. And let's be honest, honesty can be uncomfortable sometimes, right? Some people will say, oh, that's why I don't tell the truth, or that's why, I might, omit certain things, but it's important to be honest and open. All right, number three, the third trait and characteristic of a person with integrity is someone who takes responsibility for their actions, whether they're good or bad, positive or negative. Accountability. Say it with me, guys. Accountability. Okay, one more time. Our word for the day is accountability. Okay, one thing that absolutely grinds my gears is someone who shifts blame, right? Oh, it's this person's fault that I was late. It's this person, like they're always blaming someone why they missed the mark, why they didn't do what they needed to do. At some point, you just have to say, I missed it. I missed the mark. I should have done better. I really should have showed up and I didn't. And I take full responsibility. Hard stop. That's the sentence. A period and not a comma, right? So taking accountability is so important. Integrity really comes into play when you face failure. So it's very easy to to take ownership of your actions when they're good, right? When you do something well, you're like, oh, I did this. We got this. Let's see, our team got this incentive because of my leadership, right? That's easy to own that type of action. But can we also take ownership of things that are not as fun, not positive, or when we fail? Let's be honest. Who wants to take accountability when you fail? That's not fun. It doesn't feel good. But if you want to live with integrity and grow personally as a human being, you must learn to admit when you make a mistake and then choose to learn from it. So that's big. That's big. Number 4 is someone who is operating with integrity, respects yourself and those around you. No matter where you are, you respect everybody, right? You respect you, and then you respect other people. So it doesn't matter if you're the CEO, doesn't matter if you're the janitor, right? Someone with integrity should be respecting everyone. Everyone is due respect. It's so important. Living with integrity means that you're also living at peace with yourself and your values, right? Relationship boundaries, whether it's with coworkers or it's with family. You're asking people to respect your boundaries, but you're also respecting other people's boundaries. So for instance, I remember a coworker some time ago, they did not want to talk about their personal life. I remember she was extremely private. She didn't have any pictures of her family. And another team member really pushed, right? She started asking her, where are the pictures of your kids? Is your family real? Do they exist? And why don't you talk about your spouse? And why don't you want to tell us what neighborhood you live in? Really, really pushing for personal information. And I could tell that my coworker was uncomfortable. And so that person was not operating in integrity, right? Because she was pushing boundaries that the other team member had set for herself. And so you don't want to be that person. We all want to be friendly at work and we want to have small talk. Hey, what'd you do this weekend? How's the dog, right? How are the kids? How's the fam? Cool. But you don't want to push. If someone's not offering something to you in conversation, you don't want to be the one pushing for that information. You want to respect people's boundaries, okay? Work friends are just that. They are work friends at work. And so it's okay to keep some of your personal life. You don't have to share everything with them. As well as they don't have to share everything with you, right? And so we just want to make sure that they're healthy boundaries and that everyone is respecting them. In the end, I think that ends up working out so much better. Number 5 is someone with integrity helps those in need without sacrificing their own health. All right, hear me out. So this trait goes hand in hand with respecting yourself and others. People with integrity naturally want to help people, which is good. That is an amazing, amazing thing. But what separates them from most people is their ability to know their own limits, right? And so you don't have to be a martyr to help other people. You do not have to be the sacrificial lamb. You do not have to literally put yourself in harm's way to be helpful, to be someone who is operating in love, to show yourself humble. All those things are great, but you have to take care of yourself. Remain resilient and know that you have limits and you are a priority. Okay, so do what you can, and what you can't do, you reach out for help. You maybe you can kind of guide someone in a certain direction. Oh, I hear that there's this resource. Let's go and find out about it together, right? Or here's someone you can talk to who can help you and assist you further. And so you don't have to be the martyr. You don't have to do it on your own. Number 6, in operating with integrity, is someone who's operating with integrity. They demonstrate that they can be reliable and trustworthy. So I'm going to ask you, are you reliable and are you trustworthy? So that's a personal question. You don't have to answer to me, but I want you to think about that. Am I reliable and am I trustworthy? So knowing how to build trust is important, all aspects of our life, right? It's important that we trust others and that they trust us as well. But especially when it comes to integrity at work, if you're a member of a team or organization, people count on you to do what you say you're going to do. If you don't, there will be consequences, not just for you, but everyone around you. Your team suffers and feels it as well. So being a reliable and trustworthy person is crucial to living with integrity. Whatever responsibility you have agreed to take on, it's important that you show up for it, that you do it, and that you do it well. Do what you say you're going to do. If you said you're going to have something completed by a deadline, then that needs to be a priority, right? And so you want to make sure that you can be relied upon, right? That your word is your bond, right? So to speak, that what you say is what happens. And if things change, that you articulate that, because that's another form of operating with integrity. You're communicating, so everyone is in the clear and no one's in the dark. And number 7, and operating with integrity means that you show patience and flexibility, even when unexpected obstacles show up. Now, I know you may not like that one, right? I know you heard the word flexibility and you also heard unexpected obstacles. You were like, absolutely, count me out. I'm not here for it. 5 p.m., I'm logging off. I get it. Trust me, I get it. And I know you got boundaries because we just talked about it. But people with integrity overcome life's obstacles with resilience. For example, let's say they lost their job, right? They may feel hopeless or frustrated at first. However, when you are operating with integrity, you would eventually see this as a challenge, but also know that it's also can be looked upon as an opportunity for growth, right? And so with a bit of patience and flexible expectations, you can definitely kind of turn that negative experience into a positive one. So I know you guys were about to like, let me have it, because you were like, I'm not being flexible in the workplace. But what we were talking about is being flexible within work in terms of when things change, right? Because we know things are unexpected. You may be working for an organization today and then not working for them next week, right? And so how do I look at my situation and say, here's an opportunity for me to pivot, an opportunity for me to show up differently, an opportunity for me to maybe really explore my skills, right? Learn a new skill, or even maybe start a business, right? So when you're operating with integrity, be patient. I know that's easier said than done, but also be flexible with your journey, be flexible with you, right? Because obstacles will show up. A lot of things are unexpected, but remember, you're resilient. Okay. So in a nutshell, integrity at work. So now that we're clear about what integrity is, and we went over 7 traits and characteristics of someone with integrity in the workplace, I want you to really start to look at all these 7 traits and really do some inner work and start to really think about what are some of these things that I display that I feel very strong about already, and then what are some things I can work on, what are some areas of opportunity for me so that I can show up big in the workplace now, and if unexpected things happen, how can I pivot, make a change, and still show up in a great way. And so, in a nutshell, that's it, guys. So, that's what we were talking about today, serving with integrity. And I hope that no matter what is thrown our way, that we still show up, and we show up in a great way, because that's what matters most, right? So, guys, let's connect on social media if we haven't already at Chrisnatha everywhere. And I'll be back same time, same place next week. And I can't wait to see you again right here in the Masterpiece Lounge. I am signing off until next time. And until then, be well.